In this video, I'm going to share with you the 5 worst products to dropship in 2023. And don't forget, if you love what you see in this video, hit the subscribe and notify buttons below so that you'll get notified every time we drop new dropshipping goodness. Hey, I'm John from Dropship Breakthru and the Dropship Podcast. And in this video, I'm showing 5 of the worst products to dropship in 2023 using the high ticket dropshipping method. If you're listening to this and you're already selling one of these products, don't take that to heart. What I'm talking about here is for people who are looking to start a new dropshipping business in 2023, these are products that I would be steering well clear of. So let's hit the top of the list. Number 1, e-bikes, electric bikes, or in that fact, any electric rideables, electric scooters, e-skateboards. These are products that I would be steering well clear of. And there's one very good reason for that, and that is competition. When you're in high ticket dropshipping, competition is a very large factor in choosing which products you should or shouldn't sell. You're a reseller, so that means other people are selling the same products as you. And if there's too many people selling the same products in any market, it makes it really hard for you to stand out. It makes it really hard and expensive to get customers to pay attention to you. And so for that reason with e-bikes, it's at that point and has been for quite some time. So steer clear of e-bikes. It's too competitive. There are much easier paths to follow out there. Number 2 is infrared saunas. Now, this is a product that has really picked up in popularity over the last couple of years. In fact, I was marketing them a few years back and they were selling really, really well. And for some people, they still do. But once again, for some of the same reasons as e-bikes, we say no to this product at the moment. The first reason is competition. It's one of those trendy products. A lot of people think about them first. And so the competition has been rising quite steadily there. And it's kind of at the point now where it's getting very difficult to stand out from the crowd, to attract customers to your website and show a point of difference. But that's having a knock-on effect in that market where now we're starting to see that some of the manufacturers and suppliers in that space are getting very difficult to work with. Quite simply because they're probably at capacity and they're just getting too many people calling them up and saying, hey, I want to sell your products on my site. And a lot of those are going to be pretty low quality inquiries. So some suppliers have kind of shut their doors at this point in time to working with new sellers. So another reason why it would be quite a difficult prospect to get started selling infrared saunas right now in 2023. Now, if you're thinking about infrared saunas and you're thinking you want to get into that kind of wellness space, don't lose heart. There are actually a range of other products that fill a similar part of a market as infrared saunas that actually do work much better in 2023. Number 3 is wine and beverage coolers. A few years ago now, they were selling really, really well. Margins were good. There wasn't too much competition, but that's kind of swung. A lot of manufacturers have decreased the margins that they're giving to resellers. So their costs have gone up. They've increased their wholesale prices, which is the price that you would buy at as a dropshipper, but they haven't allowed their retail pricing to increase. And so what that's done is it's really reduced the margins in that market to a point where a lot of them are just not very attractive to sell. It's very difficult to sell them profitably when you have to take into consideration the cost of acquiring a customer in that market. As well as that, they have got more competitive also. Once again, it tends to be the kind of product that I think was at the top of a lot of gurus' lists of products that you should sell a few years ago, and for some it still is, amazingly. It's just got to the point now where the market is competitive, the margins are low, and that makes it a very unattractive proposition for somebody who's looking to start a business in 2023. So once again, wine coolers, beer coolers, anything in that space is a steer clear of at this point in time. Number 4 on the list of products to steer clear of in 2023 is home lighting. So think chandeliers, pendant lights, anything of that nature, outdoor lights, something to steer clear of. And quite frankly, this has been the case for a long time. If you know anything about my story, you know I actually started off selling home lighting. And while I made a go of it back in 2014, 2015, 2016, it was actually really hard looking back on that journey right now. And part of the reasons for that is those type of products are very commoditized, in that there's not really any products that have anything special about them. It's all just based on look. There's no brand loyalty. There's no branding from the manufacturers or suppliers in that space. A lot of brands make pretty much exactly the same product. And so it kind of is and has been a bit of a race to the bottom, both in terms of pricing, margin-wise. It's very competitive. It's a very competitive market. as is homewares more generally. And it's really hard to find a product that will just sell well, kind of predictably, and something that you can scale up, which is what we'd love to see when we're high ticket dropshipping. So home lighting, once again, it's something to steer clear of in 2023. Number 5 kind of follows on with that, and that is any specific type of homewares. So if you're sitting there thinking, I might want to start a high ticket dropshipping site and I want to sell lounges, or maybe I want to sell beds, some variation on that, I would say steer clear of that in 2023 and probably beyond, to be honest, as well. The reason for that is homewares, it's a really big market. It's got a lot of really well established competition in there, existing sites, dropshipping or not dropshipping, that are doing very well, and they're actually doing a really good job. So there's less space for you to get an in as a new seller in that market. Once again, like the home lighting, the products are very commoditized. And what that means is that there's nothing unique about any of the products. You know, individual brands and manufacturers, for a lot of them, aren't really doing anything special. A lot of the products look very similar pricing. The margins don't tend to be fantastic. Now, I think there are some interesting things that you can do in the homeware space. So if you are going to focus on, say, particular styles or particular types of design, maybe that would work. But in general, we're not really a fan of the homeware space here at Dropship Breakthru. There are literally hundreds of ideas, maybe thousands of ideas out there that are far better than any of the 5, and are going to give you, I wouldn't say an easier journey, because the journey of building and growing a business is never easy, but they're going to give you a much smoother journey. So why start with one of these 5 when there are far better ideas out there in 2023?